A plane crash near D.C. leaves many dead, including Olympic hopeful ice skaters.
And Trump is doubling down on rescinding DEI practices.
I'm Carly Owens.
And I'm Mallory Crocker. Your news starts now.
On Wednesday, an American Eagle jet collided with a USA Black Hawk in Washington, D.C. over the Potomac River. A mid-air crash killed all 67 people aboard the two aircraft. Officials said Thursday they are scrutinizing the actions of the military pilot after the country's deadliest aviation disaster since 2001. So far, 28 bodies have been pulled from the icy waters of the Potomac River as recovery operations continue.
Meanwhile, President Donald Trump suggested that the Federal Aviation Administration's diversity efforts had made air travel less safe. The president asserted his opinion even though the crash has yet to be fully investigated and there has been no determination as to whether the administration did anything wrong. Trump also suggested he might make sweeping changes at federal aviation agencies. He singled out air traffic controllers. Trump said there could be firings, quote, if we find that people aren't mentally competent, unquote.
UTC students have been concerned this week about the proposed freeze on federal aid. That surprise proposal came down Monday evening from the White House. That sparked concern for students getting federal financial aid and Pell Grants. Officials with the Department of Education quickly issued a statement saying the proposal would not stop student financial aid. That soon no longer mattered when the White House rescinded the proposal on Wednesday.
It's a good time to remind UTC students about our resources. Scrappy's Cupboard is an excellent resource on campus. It's accessible for food, clothing, and personal care products. Also, student outreach and support services provide general support and assistance to any student in need.
We paid tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with an event on campus this Friday. A brunch was held in honor of Dr. King. The featured speakers were the leader of Africana Studies, Dr. Michael Williams, and Elijah Cameron. He's the Director of Community Relations at the Bessie Smith Cultural Center. The purpose of the event was to shed light on the legacy of Dr. King and the impact it can and will have on our community.
So I'm just hoping that people understand that there's still work to be done. The civil rights movement is not dead. We've got to be able to move forward. And we've got to help others understand that there's a greater need today than ever before to bring this country around to being what it should be as a whole.
Well, the biggest thing that I hope that people take away is how significant Dr. King was in terms of the civil rights movement, but also the struggle for human rights and how courageous he was. So I'd like for them to take away the necessity of being courageous in the face of injustice, the necessity of being, steadfast in the face of chaos, and helping to build that overall community in which people are treated equally and that people have an equal stake in their humanity. And so ultimately, I want people to take away from here the importance of protecting, projecting, and defending your own humanity and the humanity of others.
A water main break cut off water to part of our campus. The break happened on Macaulay Avenue Wednesday morning. Tennessee Americans stopped the supply of water to the 540 building for the day. Repair crews worked throughout the day and water service was restored by the end of the day.
Spectrum held their clothing swap event for students across the LGBTQIA+ spectrum. The event was held at the Prism Center at Lepton Hall. Students picked up clothes that best represented their identity. They also hung out and talked about various topics. It was a fun way for students to get some clothes and connect with their like-minded students.
We are finally out of the big freeze.
Let's look at what you can expect for our weather. It's been a wild week for weather and it's not slowing down yet. Let's take a look at what's ahead. You might need some flip-flops and an umbrella. Friday brings a 100% chance of rain with a high of 58. Saturday clears up a bit with temps climbing to 59. Sunday looks beautiful, sunny skies with a high of 63 to wrap up the week. Now looking at your weekly forecast, the temperatures go up, but so do the rain chances. Monday hits 69 with a low of 43. Tuesday is partly cloudy with a high of 69, low of 48. Wednesday brings back the rain with a 35% chance, a high of 68 and a low of 55. Thursday looks similar, 69 for the high, 59 for the low, and a 40% chance of rain. And by Friday, it's even wetter, a 55% chance of rain, 65 for the high, and a low of 56. That's your Channel C forecast. Enjoy the warm temps and stay dry out there.
The band Green Day kicked off the massive fire aid benefit concert Thursday night. the two-venue concert extravaganza that is raising money for Los Angeles area wildfire relief efforts. Green Day was joined by Billie Eilish for the first surprise of the night. Billy Crystal, who was there to welcome the crowd, told the audience U2 offered the first big donation of the night, $1 million. Crystal wore the same clothes he had when he evacuated. He lost his home in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood that he lived in for 46 years. Alanis Morissette was followed by Anderson .Paak with surprise guest Sheila E.
The Nashville Predators did a bittersweet tribute to Antioch High School. They placed the school's logo on their helmets after a gunman from the school opened fire, killing one student and injuring another last week. Leadership for the Predators hoped to make some more sports history in Nashville.
And it's part of the resurgence of women's sports. The chairman of the NHL's Nashville Predators and his wife want to bring the WNBA to Music City and have teamed up with a star-filled investor group including Candace Parker, Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback Peyton Manning, and entertainers Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. The group, led by Bill Haslam, a former Tennessee governor, submitted its bid to the WNBA on Thursday for a franchise that would start playing in 2028. The team also would be named the Tennessee Summit in honor of the late Pat Summitt. Haslam said they see how women's professional sports is emerging worldwide with a void.
In UTC basketball, the men had a great week on the road, beating the first ETSU 71-63 Saturday, then winning decisively against Western Carolina 84-60. For the women, it was a mixed week. First, they won against ETSU here at home 48-46, but lost to Wofford on the road 57-54. That's this edition of Mocs News. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to keep up with us on our Instagram page.
We are also on Facebook, X, and YouTube.
Have a good weekend.